How's it going, everybody? I changed my encoder settings on YouTube, so hopefully, cross my fingers that it'll work better today for the multi-stream. I don't know. It should, but who knows? It doesn't even say that I'm live on YouTube right now, so what the hell does that even mean? This happened. Why are you upside down on YouTube? JK pranked. Oh, thanks, Tyler. I will not yell at you, Casey. Hi, how's it going? Hi, Zion's League. How is everybody today? This is a surprise stream. This is not my typical, stream time. See if this works now. Not working. It just doesn't even say that I'm live at all. I don't know. Who even knows? I tried. There'll be a problem for another Charlie. A later Charlie. If I send it to you on Steam, I don't mind at all. I appreciate the gift, dude. Hi, Squirtato, Killbot, Millie, Phoenix. Hope you're all doing well. I wasn't planning on doing anything crazy. I was thinking we were just gonna do some, what's the word? Sorry, probably some like side quests and stuff. And maybe a little post game. I don't know. I really not very decided. Sorry, my brain is so I'm real foggy right now. How upset were you when you dropped your $7 iced coffee? Why would you remind me? Yeah, I was so upset. Oh, there's a new update. New update for ZA. Probably for the new ranked season, yeah? Yeah, side missions and online battles. That's what I was thinking. Did I ever catch Skarmory? Dude, I didn't. Oh, I did want to try and get an alpha one though. That's why I was here, I think. Because it's just like there's random alpha Pokemon that show up, yeah? Raichu! Wait, that'd be cool for when the Mega Raichus come out. Who is attacking me? Oh. Oh! We caught it! Okay, that's kind of crazy. Not what I was expecting. Damn, oops. Wrong one. But yeah, Casey, to answer your question, I was extremely sad at dropping my iced coffee today. Hi, Ace. Good to see you. We missed? Oh no. Use light screen aggressively. Oh shoot, excuse me. Why are they light screening so much? Scolpede is a physical attacker right now. Okay. Oh, Chikorita. Oh, what? Sorry. Oh, damn. Damn it. So who have we seen here now? Charmander, Squirtle, Gardevoir, Chikorita. So Tepig's probably in here too, yeah? Wow. Dawn is approaching. Come here, Squirtle. I need to buy more Ultra Balls. Wait, there's benches in here. You can just reset inside of here? That's cool. I didn't realize that. Hi, Vern. Hi, Chroma. Yeah, it's your guy, Squirtle. Well, where are they? Does it still take the 5 minutes? Or was it because Dawn was already approaching? Maybe we just try it again? Yeah, the battle zones. Oh, I still haven't caught Gardevoir. Maybe I should try and catch her first. My one love, Squirtle. Oh, yes. Cutie Pie Squirtle Reno. Is that a male Gardevoir? That Gardevoir was from before the... what? That's like a Gen 3 Gardevoir? Malamar. Question, Charlie, are you gonna make up for the broken promises? I really want to try. Seeing the things that I didn't finish with— oh, Charmander. Oh yay, we caught them. I don't know, it was kind of like, I should probably try and finish those. I should probably try and get those done. I will say, the Pokemon Voices video, so just for context, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I went through some of my old like subathon stretch goals and I found all the ones that I didn't complete. There wasn't a ton, but there was some that I didn't make good on my promise. Some for good reason, some just because I never found the time, and so that's 100% on me. But scammed, I know, I'm so sorry. They're from quite a while ago. I don't know if we hit Sunny Saturdays again. I don't think we did. I want to say on that stream, we only got to, I say only, it's still a lot. I think we got to 100, and I think that Sony Saturdays, maybe we got to 150, but I don't think we got to 200. So I don't think we reached that one. But there's a couple, like the AMA video turned into a YouTube video. I would love to do that. I think that would be so fun. The Pokemon Voices video stresses me out. I don't know, it's something that I've wanted to do for so long, but it just feels like I have to really nail it. And it just, I don't know, I get intimidated. When's your next subathon? I don't really plan on having another subathon anytime soon. It's just not something that's really in the cards for me right now with having my daughter and working and everything. The circumstances would have to be crazy. Like I'd have to have a babysitter, and I just there's no world where I feel like I need a babysitter to host a subathon at this time. But yeah, I want to do other sort of streams, like giveaway streams and the likes. Chat will watch your child. We got this. Oh yeah, I'll just put a screen up, like a camera, like people do with their with their dogs. Chat, can you make sure Ray's doing all right? This is a joke. Uh-oh. Who's hitting me? Someone else hit me? Yikes. Shoot. I don't think I'm ever playing Bugsnax again, Casey. You might have to let the dream die. I don't think I'm ever playing that game again. It was goofy, but I've got no reason to want to play it again. Oh, nice. Okay. Gotta try and catch the big mama right now. Ooh. Yikes. Oh my god, the baby Kangaskhan's eyes glow too. That's amazing. Hi, Madish. Hey, Anais. Oh, big outrage. Big outrage. Yikes. Oh, wait, excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. I don't have any fighting type moves. I'm realizing. I like that they keep enduring. This is good. This is very good. The Feraligatr Mega actually grew on me a lot. I love that it just looks like a big Totodile head. I think it's really cute. Oops, I didn't mean to Aqua Ring again. It is keeping me alive though. Oh. The baby Kangaskhan, dude, is so cute. I love it. Do you buy a real Christmas tree when Thanksgiving ends? I don't. I bought a fake Christmas tree and I just use the same one every year. But it's currently in my mom's storage, and I need to go get that. Someone redrew it where the head was down, and my lordy, it looked good. Yeah, so the head is usually down, like when he's using a move. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Sorry, I'm like such a boomer when I play Pokemon. I forget that you can just go here to auto heal. Wait, I've run out of items that can auto heal my Pokemon. Whoops. Guess I gotta figure that out. You can pause the animation in the Pokedex tool. Oh yeah, we should do that. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at him! The back spines are like the little hands, and then his actual arms are the teeth. Oh, it's so good. I really love it, honestly. Oops, Caps, you're good. You're just fine. Yeah, we need to see frickin' Emboar. There's quite a few megas that we have not seen. We have the Mega Stone for this one. I don't even know what it is. Oh wait, is that not Zygarde? That's just Zygarde, isn't it? But it's not in the Dex? Question mark? Interesting. Oh. Calm Mind is good. Okay, actually, what we need to do... Sorry, I keep opening the tab and closing it. I need to complete all of these for research tasks. 19. Oh, Drampa. Okay. 15. That Haunter? Larvitar? I don't know who that other one is. Let's look. Zygarde is a free elf. I suppose that's true, huh? I keep reading Aqua Ring and keep thinking it's Aqua Jet. And then I make Vaporeon use it for no reason. It's very cool. Did I see right that you got Klefki in TCG? Yes, I did. And you know what's crazy? It wasn't even a rare pack. It didn't pop. There was no like rainbow flare at the top or at the bottom. It was just a regular pack, and I had the gold card, the gold Klefki, and the Mega Absol. It blew my mind. Oh, I gotta try and catch this Haunter. No! Right as day breaks. Dude. That timing was horrible. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Need benches nearby. Yeah, that was by far the luckiest I've been. I have not been very lucky in general with this current set for Pocket. Oh, Chroma! Hey, thank you so much for the gifted subs. How many was this? 5? Thank you! Huge. Thank you. I haven't gotten a gold card in a hot minute. I didn't have very many until recently. I feel like I didn't even get the IRs in the beginning. I had just the Charizard IR and no one else. And then lately I feel like I've been getting the gold cards and it's been so weird. Hello, miss. How's it going? Oh, that's just a little Ella kid. Where the heck? Oh, there's a bench. Trying so hard. We need to go back and catch that Haunter. Yeah. It was Haunter and a bug. It might be Beedrill, actually. We'll just fly back. I think, yeah, Beedrill and then Larvitar. Chroma, thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for gifting that sub. There's Bayonet. Gourgeist. I think I have Gourgeist. I don't know what level this Gourgeist is either, though. $52. Miss Brayford? Talonflame, get over here, please. Please. Uh-oh. Nasty plot, okay. I'll take it. Rip. Oh no, did they just reset? Shoot. And that's actually probably fine. Oh. Come here, Haunter. Oh, Haze. Haze looks cool. Haze looks way cool. Yeah, that's Beedrill, and I don't know how to get freaking Larvitar. Oh, actually... Let's just try and be extra safe here, because it's a ghost type. Oh, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter, actually. Oops. I keep hitting myself with Surf. Oh. At least it keeps swords dancing. Yay! Okay, sweet. Huge, huge, huge. Pumpkaboo. Can I switch targets or no? Maybe it's just too far away. Do I have Gourgeist? Nope. Oh, I gotta move. How is Starmie still alive? Did they just hit me? Phantom Force, yikes. Stop. Dude, I bet Phantom Force... I bet actually all the 2-hit moves are really strong in the ranked trainer battles, like Fly and Phantom Force. And I mean, Dig is pretty strong. I guess they're slow, but still strong. Okay, now we just have to figure out where the hell Larvitar is. Can you get on the roof in this one? It doesn't really look like it, but maybe... No, there is a rooftop up there though. With this coffee place being in here, like what if we... Oh, this is $100,000 for coffee? I'm gonna buy it. What does that mean? This is the $100,000 coffee? Scolipede does not look very impressed. Scolipede looks fairly unimpressed. I gotta look pissed because I just spent 100K on a coffee cup. Look at Scolipede looking around. He's like, what? Don't let anyone see us. We do not have this kind of money. Dump change. Does that do anything for me? Do we have some sort of buff now? I don't understand. Where the hell would Larvitar be? Is there like a hidey hole in here? After you beat up the Gourgeist? Does not seem that way. Maybe it's a daytime spawn? Or just like complete random chance. I don't know. The Haunter are back. Uh-oh. Oh no. Please stop. Please go away. Oh, why is he so freaky? Thank you. Thank you. Please leave. Oh. Did he just curse? Yikes. Uh-oh. He's such a freak. Body slam? Please. Clefable, please get serious. Explosion? Girl, he's... already knocked out. Damn, that was so unlucky. Oh, here we go. Dawn is breaking. Oh, it is Beedrill. Wait, that's not my Scolipede. That's just a Scolipede. Wait. My husband just said my YouTube stream is working, but it's just in portrait mode. How could this be? How could this even be so? Wait. If that fixed it or not. 1 second. Did it fix it? Or is it still vertical? This damn dual canvas thing, man. And me, let me just figure this out really fast. Wait, the canvas itself is just vertical? Why? Why is this happening? It's not even the right canvas. I'm so confused. Hold on, if I turn that off. Going on. It just... It's super tiny now. Yeah, what is going on? It's just horizontal. Why? Why is it doing that? I had it, it worked perfectly fine the other day. Try this. Now it's just, it's still vertical, but it's the full screen. This is not getting better. What on earth did it do? Sorry, one moment while I figure this out. Gotta go. See you later, Vern. Thank you for the sub. I'm genuinely so confused. I'm trying to see if I can put it back into horizontal. Okay. Now, okay, YouTube looks horizontal the correct way now. That was truly something. I don't know what is going on. Okay, well, we have everyone but Larvitar. I don't know how do we get Larvitar? likes. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I'm assuming it just has to be random chance you run into a Larvitar in here. Hold on, let's heal you up, buddy. Or maybe it is on the roof somehow? Like you can get on this roof, I guess. Oh, up here. Oh, I didn't even see that gate up there. Okay, let's try that. Maybe Larvitar's on the roof for some reason. I don't know why, but I can't think of where else he would be. Okay, looks like we gotta solve this problem, whatever this is. Between Manectric and Ampharos. Two electric Pokemon is actually hard counters my team. That's not good. That's really not good. Oh, this is even worse. Oh my god. Looks like an easy Earthquake win. Yeah, if only I had EQ on anybody. Only Scolipede had it. We'd be in business. I've heard of trainers settling arguments with Pokemon, but between Pokemon? Wow. You know, maybe those two were getting territorial over the Holovator because they were drawn to the electricity that it powers. I guess Lumiose is an exciting and appealing city even for the wild Pokemon here. And we got a Quick Ball. Love it. Love to see it. Bellsprout. Hey, get out of the way, guy. Just doing some renovations. Uh-oh. Sorry. I'm sorry. My bad, Bellsprout. Hey, Pokesaurus. Good to see you. Oh, there he is! Pokesaurus, you're just in time. There's Larvitars on this roof. Oh, well, at least we caught one of them. Dang it. That makes it so easy. That is really nice. Should probably add it to the team. Let's bench you for a minute. Oh, and we also got Aggron. Aggron seems to be pretty meta right now. I don't know if that's true or if that's just my bias because we kept running into them in the online battles, but okay, we gotta go to this bug zone next, I think. Aggron Metal to me. Oh, sorry, Meta. Yeah, we just kept running into them. Like, I think pretty strong. Sorry, I meant to sell, not buy. I always do that. I have 5 of these? Whoops. The one $100,000 coffee isn't that much. Oh, I have 120 tiny mushrooms. Wow, I wish this was my real wallet so bad. I'd be buying us all a coffee. Can you imagine just finding some feathers on the ground, going to your local hospital, and then getting like $3,000 each for them? Must be nice. Have I not been in that whole sector? Gotta just explore over here. Meta this, meta that. How about you meta girl? I'll be here all week. Oh my god. Pretty good. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Great news. My chair was feeling off. Okay. I just read your profile. I've seen your cosplays on TikTok. Have you really? Wow, that makes me so happy. Well, I guess you didn't. Well, I'm just glad that people are seeing them. That's cool. Which one? Can I ask you which one? So I did the only sensible thing and broke it more. Ah, a typical man move, David. My husband does stuff like that all the time. Tell me, have you ever given much thought to weather during Pokemon battles? My Pokemon grow stronger in the rain, you know. We should have a battle when it's raining. You got a Politoed, or...? But then I fixed it back. But I know I gotta get a new one soon. Yeah, you do. I can just tell by looking at you. You're a strong Pokemon trainer. To defeat a trainer like you, it's necessary to go all in on a single strategy. I'll be attacking you with my favorite type of ball, the bug type. Ooh, a real classic. Being dedicated to a single thing you love forces you to be creative to overcome its weaknesses. And that creativity leads to true strength. Ah, yes, I love a monotype trainer. As I basically am one. Let's do it. Let's battle. Micro Center just opened in my city. About to hit it up. What's Micro Center? Check this out. Power Gem move. Uh-oh. That's a pretty good move, too. Dose. You stand in the middle of the battlefield. Scyther's model looks so good in this game. Uh-oh. No. This is so sad. Get him. The rock blast is actually still really scary. Pinsir. You gonna mega evolve it? Oh no. It's alive? Barely, but like, can we just... Come on, Larvitar. Hurry, hurry! Sorry, I shouldn't have done that to you. I just wanted him to have the glory a little bit. I love the way Pokemon's kind of shown how people live with their Pokemon. Like, one Pokemon is a full-time companion, that's its basic form. If you aren't a professional trainer who can dedicate their whole day to 6+ pokes, each with large sizes and demands. Yeah, it is cool. I like how alive this city is felt. Like I like all the little side quests and cutscenes like this. It just makes it feel very, I don't know, more immersive than usual. More immersive than late. Good work out there, team, especially Pinsir. Good job with that Mega Evolution. Pinsir's like the only Pokemon canonically that just gets nothing but positives from Mega Evolving. Or I guess it used to. I guess some of the new ones are pretty positive, but before, all of them was like Glalie jaw would break, and like they're all just body horror and sad, and Pinsir was like, it wings, and it's just the happiest bug in the whole planet. I've heard rumors, though they're just rumors, mind you, that some shady character taught Quizartico how to make Mega Rings. That person's name is Az. Wow, I would have never known. Boy, what an interesting rumor. Story goes that the Az person traveled all the way to some far-off region called Hoenn. There he researched the origins of Mega Evolution to satisfy his own curiosity. Seems he shared his research with Quizartico, but what does he hope to achieve? I guess I've got no complaints as long as I can Mega Evolve my beloved Pokemon. We should all just appreciate this precious gift that we have. So true. Hi, Z-Dog. We got a power lens. Guitar time.
Just followed.
Here we go. We're almost there. Hello, Trubbish. I need to... Poison Jab, very nice. There's a ladder. I was like, wait a second. Badu, Spritzy, Esper. I got all these babies up here. Oh, Pidgeot. I know I say it every time, so I apologize. But it's so nice to see all the flying Pokemon have just regular walking, like, landing animations. Good job, Aggron. Sweet. I bought Arc Raiders. I haven't played it, but it looks fun. I've heard it's pretty good. Nice, dude. We're completing so much field research. Have I been to this clothing store? I don't know that I have. Wait, what is this way? More Esper? Oh! Esper just sleeping. What's all the stray Esper around these parts? Oh, Starmie. Oh, good. Actually, I need to go to this I haven't been to this Pokemon Center before. So yeah, I must have not been to this clothing store yet. A bunch of kittens came to my backyard yesterday night. Wait, that's cute. Was it great? Alright, we might just have to go shopping just a little bit. See what's in here. Kinda like the sweater. Skinny jeans. I don't know about all that. Okay. Just keep looking. Money doesn't grow on trees, but you can apparently get it from random stuff on the ground. True. You can just get it from rocks. That's actually also true for us, though. This is also true. Do I not have these shorts? Oh, there's just a bunch more. I see. I see. I'm gonna watch the tiniest bit of Avatar. I'll catch you up. Do not watch our show without me. Are you crazy? Hello. Hi, Legacy. Dude, this happened one time. My husband and I were watching Sons of Anarchy. And it was back when he worked nights and I worked days. And I went to work, did an 8-hour shift. Hey, thank you for the bits. And I came home and he had watched 2 seasons without me. And he's like, don't worry, I'll fill you in real fast on what happened. He's like, yeah, a couple of characters died, this is what happened. I'm like, are you serious? Like, well, I'm not watching it again. Like, you can watch it, but I'm not. I gotta keep going. Never again. That happened, by the way, almost like 8 years ago at this point, and I have not let it go, so. Isn't that show about the bald kid who was told to kill the king? Oh, I thought you were talking about Sons of Anarchy. I was like, no. No, we've been watching the live action, and we've been enjoying it. Like, as an adaptation, I think it's a fun show. My expectations were extremely low for a live action, but I've been pleasantly surprised with it, honestly. I know the general opinion is not very high of it, but we've been having a good time. This is cute. I forgot about the Netflix one for a second and only the movie appeared. Oh my god. Dude, you know what's so funny too? He's never seen that movie, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. So he has no frame of reference for how bad it was. Like, that's honestly amazing. You should just never watch it. Just pretend that it's not real. You'll be safer that way. Keep him ignorant. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got those kind of like Ugg boots. That's cute. Oh, this is the salon. They added more stuff though. Whoops, I didn't mean to give myself a high top fade. One moment. They add. Oh, this lemon yellow? That is new. I kind of like the teal. Let's just see. Color blocking. Oh yeah. Compared to the balayage. Oh, so these are all new. That looks really fun. I don't think I need aqua eyebrows, actually. I have teal eyebrows. Did I get any new hairstyles yet? Are they all they all the same? I actually do like my little hairstyle, I can't lie. It's just an eyebrow touch-up, don't worry. This is just the sweater store. It's all sweaters and cardigans. Oh, the, the go-goats. I bet Gita loves that. The sweat shorts are really, really fun. The knit tights look so comfy. I want that go-go sweater for Christmas. Yes. So comfy. All these damn cardigans. And overalls. Ooh. Did they have a... Open for my bright, bright blue, but not really. They do have purple. Purple kinda goes. But... not enough. Hello, Dan. Do you ever use the custom cutting board I sent you? I actually don't use it. I have it almost as a like a kitchen decoration because I think it's so cute. So it's in our windowsill. I love looking at it. Thank you again for that. Wow, thank you for more tiny mushrooms. What? True. Which Scuttle Herald thing? Talking about Rift Herald?
Yeah.
Rift Herald's still in the game. What are you talking about? Guys, was there something before Rift Herald that does exactly what Rift Herald does? Are you talking about the old? I guess there was old Rift Herald that you didn't drive. You just put it down, right? You didn't drive it. Like you drive this one. Yeah, you ride it. You drive it. Yeah.
That just came out.
Oh, that's new?
No, this is like to me.
No, that is not a new thing. It is not new. It's actually not even kind of new. Have you even seen Void Grubs before? Do you even know what that is? Oops. Yeah, it's called Rift Herald. Oops, a big bird.
Control this?
Yeah, you drive it.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. How new is that?
It's not new.
Hey, I've played games. This is not a thing that happens.
I don't know why you think I would lie to you. It's
You just run around until you die?
no, it has a timer on it. It is very strong, yeah. It's a game winner for sure. Here we got the big weeping bell, so now we can get the big victory bell. There's the Heracross. A girl Heracross. We can get a girl Bois. Hello, mama. How's it going? I finally got the game yesterday, but still couldn't play because I don't have enough storage on my Switch 2 and I have to wait for my SD card. Oh no! Wait, that's actually so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you get rid of this? Do I need specifically a fire move for this? Hold on. Oh, this Pupitar has Rock Blast, Stone Edge, Crunch, and Earthquake. It's actually not a terrible moveset for me not doing literally anything. Yeah, I'm very concerned that you already have full storage on your Switch too. How is that even possible? Oh, okay, Stone Edge did work. X-Scissor! Get him, Pupitar. I don't know how you're using Crunch, but it's cool. I guess we'll just wait till nightfall. Let's see, what do we need? Oh, we still need to catch Pinsir though. Pinsir's gotta respawn. Yikes. I used Earthquake, that wasn't good. I wonder if it's like you just need to use a move that's like base a certain amount. And they're making it like they're making it look like you don't really miss Stone Edge, which I know can't be the case. Because I be missing Stone Edge. They're kind of making it look like this move just hits for some reason. Oh yeah, wait, with all the candies I have, I bet I could... 49? That's pretty close, actually. The 55 or 50 for Tyranitar? It's not 50. Damn it. There we go. Beautiful. I downloaded all my games from my Switch to my Switch 2, and there are still 4 games left, so... But I don't understand why I need 66 gigabytes for a game when I have the cartridge. You're telling me. I don't either. Here we go. Pokesaurus, strap in! You're about to witness peak here. I'm in. Wow. What a beautiful boy. What moves do we got on you? I have to see what Hyper Beam looks like. Just out of my own curiosity. We can teach it Fire Fang? That's nice. And Thunder Fang? Dude. T-Tar's move pool is crazy. I know, like, oh, I realize my camera's in the way, but it's like just so many moves. Aerial Ace, Thunder Punch, Dig, Rock Tomb, Earth Power, Shadow Claw, Flamethrower. Like, what don't you learn? What a guy. You see him? Come here, buddy. Let's go sneaking. Sorry, Vivillon. Just for science. Oh my god. Oh, he's fatigued! Did you see him after? He went, ugh. Like, that took a lot. Look, and it's on a long cooldown too. This is very immersive. Dude, he's so cute. Go again. Nightfall is coming. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I just found this out recently though. Do you see the map like up above me? Do you see the tiny blue bar to the left of the north sign? That bar is your day-night timer. So it'll fill up and then go away. So that's how you know it's getting closer to nightfall. I need you to know I didn't know that bar existed for about 100 hours. That makes me feel so much better. I had no idea that it was even there. Like, obviously I knew the mini-map was there, but I didn't pay attention to that bar at all. So, I'm glad I was not alone. So we'll just wait. Here it comes. 16 minutes for day, 8 minutes for night. Oh, wow. Oh, look at Tyranitar's scales. He looks so bumpy. I don't know if you guys can see that well. It's very, very rough texture. Okay, so is Scyther a nighttime spawn then? Or... oh, it is! Look how Scyther walks. Oh, the Heracross are just sleeping? Oh, ooh, Phantom and Trevenant, okay. Yikes. Oh, get it away from me. Oh, get him, Scyther. Or wait. Get him, Tyranitar. I use Hyper Beam? Why did I do that? I only have Premier Balls? What's wrong with me? I'm messing everything up. Use net balls, honestly. Or dust balls. Okay, we shouldn't have Tyranitar out for Talonflame? Just Scyther. Dude, me and killing my poor Talonflame constantly. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my god, stop it. Leave me alone! Wait, no! threw a damn Pokeball at it. Oh my god. Make it stop. Oh, they're just trying to sleep. I'm being so rude. Okay, we do have to wait for the Scyther to come back though. It's just the rules. You're welcome, Pokesaurus. I knew you'd value it. Oh, Squirtle's little... his little profile is so cute. Hello. Hello, buddy. Thank you. This Squirtle knows liquidation? Crazy. Oh, let's evolve him. Oh, duh. We can get them immediately to Blastoise or Charizard or whatever. Nice. You know what would be really cool if they did it in this game? I think I talked about this a while ago, but if they added the ability to ride on some of the Pokemon like you can in Let's Go, that was the best. Just so cool. Look, he's such a big boy. Hi, Blastoise. Look at you. Do you have any new cool moves? These all make sense. No, wait. Interesting. No Shell Smash? Hmm. Oh, shoot. Hop in and say hi before I call tonight. I hope you have an amazing evening and stream. Oh, thank you, Kenichi. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for coming by. Nice. Okay, we finally got it. We can get out of here. On to the next one. Are you streaming the trailer tomorrow morning and no late night stream? Yes, I am planning on streaming tomorrow morning for that whatever event they're doing for the new Pokemon DLC for this game. That was such a surprise. They're like, hey, we're gonna have a stream at 7 in the morning, by the way. So yes, tomorrow I will be live for that. And then, oh, damn, I overshot it. I am still planning on streaming that night though. There we go. What? But you gotta really time this. There we go. I can't believe they're already showing trailers for the DLC. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wild. I'm excited to hear kind of what's gonna be in it though. And if there's gonna be any new Mega Pokemon or not. I mean, obviously there's gonna be some because we've seen the Raichus, but like, they're gonna be anymore. Please show me. Or at least tell me that there is, and then I can just see it for myself, but... Well, you need a leaf stone, don't you? Pretty sure I have one of these? Yeah. Are you able to trade or interact with other players from Switch to Switch too? Yeah, I believe so. You can still battle players that are on the Switch, so I would think that you'd still be able to trade too. Got the victory bell. Oh, there's 2 battle zones. I didn't even... Oh, 3 battle zones. I didn't even notice. Interesting. 19 is just Drampa, so I think we could probably get that, yeah? Oh, my bad. We're just not taking this down. We'll just have you hyper beam it. We know that that works for sure, so. There we go. Ran into the hyper beam? That crazy. Big Clefairy. Oh, they're all dancing. Get it. God. Actually, a lot happening in this one. Why are we getting jumped by the whole park? Oh my god, all the Frau. Or Frau, excuse me. Thank goodness. It's a full moon. Oh yeah, it's a super moon tonight, yeah? Big and bright and beautiful. Sweet. Alright, another one down. What the heck's a beaver moon, Tyler? What's that mean? Watch out for Cleffas and Clefairies. They're a cult. They want to pull you into their cult and take their money. They're little freaks from the moon. Hey, we need Metatite. This should be easy. That's what it's called tonight? A beaver moon? Can't be true. I mean, I do believe you, but it seems ridiculous. Binacle, Houndour. Where's the Metatites? Are they up here? Laffy? is it a beaver? I forgot Swablu could fly for a moment. Dang, is Metatite the nighttime spawn? Whoa. Whoa! Oh no, there's a Metatite in here. We're fine. We're just fine. Starmie! Help! Please! Oh my god, oh my god! Why did it hit the Metatite out of everyone? Okay. Got all the ones in here. This is Gyarados and Slowpoke. I was informed it was called that because of indigenous tribes who had named the moon based on the seasons and animals associated, and during this time it was before a winter icy season where beavers would come out in droves and build their dams to prep for winter and all that. Oh, wait, that's amazing. I thought you were just trolling me. But that makes so much sense. That's actually so cool. I watched a whole thing on beavers the other day because my husband turned it on the TV. It was like reintroducing beavers to Utah and their impact, and then he left and I just stopped what I was doing. I was so I was so fascinated by what was going on. It was awesome. They're a cool animal, man. How do I get over there? This other gate. Oh, I just go over here. That works. Wait, no it doesn't. I need to get over here. I need to go on this side. I see. Why is the Gyarados spawned now? Why would they do this to me? Uh-oh. What just happened? It took him so long to fire the hydro pump? Come on, Feraligatr. Oh, I love the Slowbro animations. Cause the Shelder on its tail, it's biting it to give it commands. That's actually so cool. Uh-oh. Okay, we got Slowpoke. Now we just need this Gyarados. Now how... We filmed Dex? Yes. I'm trying to complete my research tasks. Gyarados no splash. Oh my god, catch it? What is happening? Please! Oh my god, I'm throwing goals! Field goals! Are you kidding? Oh, I'm sick. They went right through the little loop in his back. Well, Mega Horn didn't work? I don't know what the criteria is to break down the roots. It's like fire moves work. Maybe it just has to be super effective against grass? No, because Gunk Shot didn't work. I don't know. Oh wait. I have Magikarps. Could definitely just evolve a Magikarp, yeah? Level 6, but that's like, this is easy peasy. Perfect. Wow, that was, couldn't have been better. You really can't take another vacay to go to Universal LA next year. I really probably can't. I would have. I mean, I could talk to my husband about it, but their odds are not great because we're the only ones that run our business. So we'd have to get someone to take over like pickups and drop-offs for the kids, and that is hard to do. Oh no. Oh, wait, we need this Skarmory. Ooh, say less. I'm on my way. Tyler, I knew I could count on you for this. There's a Pokemon in here that we haven't seen? Just use Bounce? You can learn Bounce, Diggersby? I had no idea. Not a clue. I'm gonna be like Daddy Daycare up in this bitch. That's how we feel too, to be fair. Earthquake the Pyroar. Get them. Nice. Good job, buddy. Gold. This is a... Ow. This is healing me. Tyranitar, Earthquake, this Pride of Pyroar, please. That Hyper Beam did not do very much. Oh, no. Oh my god, stop. Stop it. Stop it. The catch mid-wild charge? Accidentally use Hyper Beam again. Not great, not great. I meant to use Stone Edge. There we go. Good job. And where's the Skarmory? I'll send you with the ticks anyways, and whatever you do with them after this is up to you. Well, I really appreciate it, Casey. I have a level 20 Gyarados splash on my team. This is not good. What do I even do? Ooh, not the Mawile though. That's scary. Ooh, I threw the luxury ball. No! Damn it. This thing is impossible to catch. So pissed. I don't know what to do about her. I can't concern myself with this Mawile right now. We can trade mons to fill the decks. I mean, that's true, but I do like going and trying to catch them. No, we absolutely cannot. Oh, shoot. Okay, my little pumpkin's awake. She just woke up. Fucking awake, little baby. I'm gonna go put her back to sleep. I'm also going to go to sleep myself because gotta get up early for this Pokemon Direct, whatever it is in the morning, the DLC. So if you're not awake for that, I'm gonna try and record it and it'll be on YouTube. And otherwise, I will see you tomorrow night probably. So have a good night, everyone. See you later. Bye.